Welcome to the IBM Cloud Developer Certification Section 5.5, Manage, Test, and Deploy Jobs Using DevOps Services Build and Deploy Pipeline. In this section, we will explore how to create a deployment stage, add and configure a test job, configure the deploy job, and deploy an application to IBM Bluemix. We covered the build and deploy pipeline briefly in Section 5.4, and we'll take a moment to review it now. The IBM Bluemix DevOps Services Build and Deploy pipeline is used to provide continuous integration and continuous delivery functionality to your DevOps projects. Consisting of individual jobs grouped into stages, a pipeline can be automatically triggered when an SCM repository is altered. Input to the build stage comes from the repository, and build artifacts can then be passed on to test and deploy jobs. To add a deploy stage, first click the Add Stage button in the Build and Deploy view. Give the stage an appropriate name, then click the Jobs tab. From there, click the plus sign to add a job and select Deploy Type. Many configuration options exist for the deploy job. We will cover them in a moment. For now, save the job and let's add another job for test. Most software projects today utilize test-driven development practices, code coverage, and unit testing. It is imperative that these tests be executed on every new build of the software and before a deployment occurs. To facilitate this functionality, IBM Bluemix DevOps Services Build and Deploy pipelines allow you to configure test jobs. To add a test job, simply select it when adding a new job. The pipeline is very flexible. It is possible to add the test job to the deploy stage and have it execute prior to the deployment actions, or add it to a build stage and have it execute following a successful build. Also, a completely new stage could be created just for the purpose of executing tests. The simple tester job type enables you to add your own custom commands for executing the tests. If executing a bash script, you should start the command block with the shebang/bin/bash line. When configuring a deploy job, many options exist. You can deploy your application to various Cloud Foundry organizations, or you can deploy Docker images to the Bluemix containers environment. If using a manifest.yml file for Cloud Foundry deployments, the settings can be overwritten here by customizing the push command inside the deploy script. Execution of the build and deploy pipeline can be done automatically, and successful execution of a deployment job will automatically push the new application to your Bluemix space. Manual execution of individual stages can occur as well, and it is possible to manually route build artifacts to various configured deployment stages. Since the pipeline monitors the status of your application, you can view live runtime logs and also launch the application in a new browser tab. This concludes the IBM Cloud Developer Certification Section 5.5 overview. The accompanying lab for this section explores the build and deploy pipeline feature in more detail, and additional information can be found at the following URLs: https://hub.jazz.net/docs/overview and hub.jazz.net/features and hub.jazz.net/docs/reference/deploy.